write something here. Have you ever felt stuck in your own life, as if every effort you make leads nowhere? There are days when I feel like I'm running in circles, trapped with no way out. Each morning is a silent battle against exhaustion, and every night my mind is flooded with hopeless questions. Where did I go wrong? Why isn't anything turning out the way I hoped? The weight of failures piles up, making me feel small in this vast world. Yet, in those very moments, when everything around seemed to sink into darkness, I found a glimmer of light in the philosophy of Stoicism. It wasn't a magical cure or an empty promise. It was simply a set of principles, straightforward yet powerful, that helped me see myself and the world in an entirely new light. And the miraculous part? They started to transform my life after just 24 hours of practice. Stoicism is not an unfamiliar concept. It has existed for over 2,000 years, taught by great philosophers like Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca. But what makes this philosophy truly remarkable is its practicality and depth. Stoicism doesn't ask you to become perfect overnight, nor does it demand extraordinary achievements. It simply invites you to start where you are with all your strengths, weaknesses, and unshaped aspirations. When I first came across this philosophy, I wondered, can an ancient philosophy really apply to the chaotic and stressful modern world? But I decided to give it a try because I had nothing to lose. And that decision marked the beginning of a new chapter in my life. Within 24 hours, I applied 7 core principles of Stoicism. They not only helped me regain control over my negative emotions but also unlocked a completely new perspective on life. I began to realize that what I once saw as barriers were, in fact, opportunities in disguise. The failures I thought marked the end were actually starting points to redefine my path. Here are the 7 principles that helped me turn my life around in such a short time. But more than just lessons for a single day, they became lifelong companions for the journey ahead. Let me share them with you not just to inspire, but to show you that even in the darkest moments, there is always a light to guide you if you're willing to open your heart to it. Principle 1. Act immediately, don't wait for perfection. Philosopher Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." These words might sound simple, but they carry a profound truth I had long overlooked. In the past, I often told myself, I'll start when I have more time, or I'll take action when everything is ready. But in reality, perfection is a trap. It kept me stuck, delaying action while waiting for a moment that never arrived. A lesson from a Monday morning. One of the most vivid examples was on a Monday morning. I was feeling disheartened by my current job. My mind conjured countless reasons not to start making changes. I need a more detailed plan, or I need more time to think, or maybe next week would be better. But then, I thought about Epictetus' philosophy and asked myself, if I don't start today, then when? I decided to take one small but specific action, update my LinkedIn profile and send a simple email to a company I admired. It wasn't a monumental step, but it broke the cycle of procrastination. The result? Within a few hours, I received a response and an unexpected opportunity to interview for a role I had only dreamed of. From that single action, a new path began to unfold. Perfection never arrives. Waiting for perfect conditions is like standing on the shore, hoping for the waves to calm so you can jump in. The truth is, the waves will never be completely still. Challenges and obstacles will always exist. What you need to do isn't wait for them to disappear but step forward bravely, knowing that mistakes are part of the process. Look at the stories of famous individuals. Steve Jobs started Apple in a small garage without ideal resources. J.K. Rowling wrote Harry Potter while living on welfare and facing numerous rejections from publishers. What they had wasn't perfect circumstances but the determination to act with what they had. Practice this today. I realized that action, no matter how small, is the only way to break the inertia. A small step today might not bring immediate results, but it plants the seed for significant change. This applies to any area of life, Want to improve your health? Start with a 10-minute workout. Want to learn a new skill? Watch a tutorial on YouTube. Want to change your career? Send an exploratory email. ###### final message. The principle of act immediately didn't just change how I approach my goals, it made me more confident in my abilities. Instead of waiting for the right time, I've learned to create that time. Sometimes, all you need is a small step. And from that one step, a chain of remarkable changes will begin. Principle 2. Control your inner self, not your circumstances. One of the most profound lessons Stoicism offers is, you cannot control every event in life, but you can absolutely control how you respond to them. This principle may seem simple, yet it holds transformative power. It changed the way I perceive challenges, helping me maintain calm and focus even in the worst situations. ###### A story from a difficult day. I remember one time when my car broke down unexpectedly on the highway during my commute to work. It was a Monday morning, with a pile of tasks waiting, and I had an important meeting scheduled. Instantly, anger, frustration, and worry flooded my mind. Why me? Why now? Negative thoughts began spiraling, dragging me into a mental vortex. But then, I recalled the Stoic philosophy, it's not the event that matters, but how you react to it. I took a deep breath, called for roadside assistance, and sent a quick apology message to my boss about being late. Instead of letting anger take over, I used the waiting time to read a few pages of a book on my phone and reflect on ways to improve my presentation for the meeting. As a result, I arrived with a calmer and more confident mindset, rather than being frazzled by the mishap. ##### Lessons from historical figures. History is filled with stories of individuals who overcame adversity by mastering their inner selves. One famous example is Nelson Mandela. During his 27 years of imprisonment, Mandela had no control over his circumstances. He was stripped of his freedom and faced unjust treatment. Yet, he controlled his thoughts and attitude. Instead of letting hatred consume him, he held on to his vision of a greater purpose, peace and reconciliation for his country. That is the power of mastering one's inner self. ##### Real-life applications in the modern world. In today's world, this principle remains just as applicable. A friend of mine once lost her job unexpectedly due to company downsizing. Instead of being consumed by anger and fear, she chose to reassess her skills, enroll in online courses, and rebuild her professional profile. The result? Within 3 months, she not only secured a new job but also landed a better position than before. This didn't happen because her circumstances changed but because of how she responded to them. ##### Practicing inner control. Stoicism doesn't ask you to become indifferent to negative events. Instead, it encourages you to face them with calm and rationality. When you encounter a tough situation, ask yourself, do I truly have control over this? What can I do to improve the situation? By focusing on what you can control, you conserve your mental and emotional energy rather than wasting it on things beyond your reach. Final message. The external world is always in flux, and at times we're caught in the whirlwind of unforeseen events. But true strength doesn't lie in trying to control everything, it lies in controlling yourself. When you master your inner self, you not only become stronger but also discover true freedom, a freedom unbound by circumstances. And that is the priceless gift Stoicism offers to each of us. Principle 3. Accept reality, but never stop improving. In life, there are moments when everything feels beyond our control. Unwanted circumstances and seemingly insurmountable limits can leave us feeling helpless. However, Stoicism does not encourage resignation to fate. Instead, it teaches, acceptance is the first step to change, but don't stop there. Begin improving yourself from within. Learning to accept reality. I once faced a difficult phase in my career. My progress stalled, Colleagues around me seemed to succeed effortlessly, and I felt trapped in a cycle of failure and self-doubt. Initially, I blamed external factors: the market is too competitive, or my boss doesn't see my value, or asterisk I don't have enough opportunities. Asterisk but this only deepened my dissatisfaction. After learning about Stoicism, I realized that change begins when you stop resisting reality and accept it as an unchangeable truth, at least for the moment. I asked myself, asterisk what can I do right now to improve my situation? Asterisk the first thing I did was reflect on myself. What skills was I lacking? What habits were holding me back? From there, I focused on learning new skills, improving my workflow, and cultivating positive relationships. Real life examples. Acceptance does not mean passivity. Take the story of Nick the Jisic, a man born without arms and legs. Instead of lamenting or feeling defeated by his circumstances, he accepted them as an unchangeable part of his life and focused on what he could control. He developed his skills as a motivational speaker, becoming an inspiration to millions worldwide. Another example is Stephen Hawking, diagnosed with ALS and given only a few years to live. Instead of succumbing to despair, he accepted his illness as part of his reality and directed his efforts toward maximizing his intellectual potential. The result? He became one of the greatest physicists in history. The importance of focusing on what you can change. When faced with undesirable circumstances, the first step is to distinguish between what you can and cannot control. For example, you can't control the weather, but you can carry an umbrella to prepare for it. You can't change someone else's thoughts, but you can change how you respond to them. By focusing on what you can change, you not only conserve energy but also build confidence in your ability to handle life's challenges. The journey of self-improvement. Accepting reality doesn't mean abandoning your ambitions. It simply means starting from where you are. If you're unhappy with your health, begin with small changes, drink more water or take a daily walk. If you want to improve your finances, learn to manage expenses or develop new skills to increase your income. Final message. The principle of accept reality, but never stop improving is a powerful reminder that you may not control where you start, but you can always control the path you choose. When you learn to accept and use reality as a launchpad, you'll discover that no limit is insurmountable as long as you're willing to change and move forward. Principle 4. Self-awareness is the first step to change. Philosopher Socrates famously said, an unexamined life is not worth living. Self-awareness is that journey of examination, a first, revolutionary step that helps you understand yourself and begin the process of transformation. However, the truth is that confronting yourself is not easy. It requires the courage to face your shortcomings, acknowledge your weaknesses, and accept that you are not perfect. The journey of facing yourself. In the past, I often avoided self-evaluation. I feared admitting my mistakes and flaws because it made me feel like a failure. But the more I avoided it, the more stuck I felt. One day, I sat down with a blank sheet of paper and asked myself, where am I in life? What is holding me back from moving forward? The answers didn't come easily, but they helped me realize that I lacked discipline, was easily distracted, and often procrastinated. At the same time, I discovered my strengths, creativity and patience in solving complex problems. This was my first moment of self-awareness, a turning point that showed me that to change, I had to start with the person I was at that moment. A story from a friend. A friend of mine, Anna, used to work in sales. She constantly felt pressured by revenue targets and frequently changed jobs, thinking the problem lay in her work environment. But after many setbacks, Anna decided to take time for self-reflection. She realized that the issue wasn't her job or colleagues but her lack of patience and communication skills. From there, she started reading books on communication and attended soft skills workshops. The result? Not only did she keep her current position, but she also became one of the top performing salespeople in her company. Hashtag the power of knowing yourself. Self-awareness not only helps you identify weaknesses to improve but also enables you to maximize your strengths. Think of it as a compass. If you don't know where you are, you can't chart a path forward. Once you understand yourself, you can focus on what truly matters and avoid wasting energy on things that don't align with your goals. A great historical example is Mahatma Gandhi. In his youth, Gandhi wasn't strong or confident. He even failed as a lawyer because he was too timid to speak in court. But through self-reflection, he discovered the power of humility and perseverance. He transformed his weaknesses into strengths, becoming a spiritual leader who inspired millions. Hashtag how to practice self-awareness. Ask yourself big questions. Who do you want to become? What is holding you back? What makes you happy or dissatisfied? Keep a journal. Writing daily helps you track your thoughts, emotions, and actions, revealing recurring patterns. Seek feedback from others. Sometimes, others can see blind spots you might miss. Ask friends, family, or colleagues about your strengths and weaknesses. Meditate. Meditation not only calms your mind but also creates space for introspection and connection with yourself. Hashtag the results of self-awareness. When you practice self-awareness, you'll no longer feel stuck in life's challenges. Instead, you'll realize that everything begins with you. This clarity brings confidence and helps you make better decisions, whether in your career, relationships, or larger goals. Hashtag final message. Self-awareness is not a one-time task but a lifelong journey. Each day, you'll discover new aspects of yourself, areas to improve, and reasons to be proud. When you know who you are and who you want to become, you hold the key to transforming your life. Start today, reflect on yourself not to criticize, but to move forward stronger than ever. Principle 5. Challenges are opportunities for growth. Life inevitably comes with difficulties, failures, and seemingly insurmountable situations. But one of the most profound lessons I've learned from Stoicism is, every challenge in life is not a punishment but an opportunity for growth. By shifting my perspective, I realized that challenges are valuable lessons, teaching me resilience, fostering personal growth, and bringing me closer to the person I aspire to become. Hashtag a lesson from my own life. A few years ago, I worked on a major project at my job. Everything seemed to be going smoothly until the client suddenly changed the entire scope of the project at the last minute. I found myself working late nights, revising plans, and even facing criticism from colleagues for delays. At that moment, the pressure felt overwhelming, and I kept asking myself, why does it have to be so hard? Instead of succumbing to negative emotions, I focused on calmly solving each problem one step at a time. The result? The project exceeded expectations, and I discovered new strengths in myself, better problem-solving skills, improved communication, and a newfound confidence in my abilities. Hashtag stories of inspirational figures. Consider Oprah Winfrey one of the most powerful women in the world. Few people know that her childhood was riddled with challenges. She grew up in poverty, was abused, and even got fired from her first broadcasting job. But Oprah didn't let these hardships define her. She transformed them into motivation to rise above, building an extraordinary career and becoming a symbol of resilience and success. Another example is Thomas Edison. He failed over 1,000 times before inventing the light bulb. When asked about his failures, Edison famously said, I have not failed. I've just found 1,000 ways that won't work. This mindset exemplifies seeing challenges as opportunities for growth. Hashtag challenges make you stronger. When faced with difficulties, it's natural to want to avoid or feel threatened by them. But the truth is, these very challenges are where your hidden strength lies. Every time you overcome an obstacle, you don't just accomplish a task, you develop essential qualities like patience, courage, and adaptability. Think of someone lifting weights at the gym. Each time they lift heavy weights, their muscles experience micro tears from the strain. But these tears are what lead to the muscles rebuilding stronger. Similarly, life's challenges are workouts for your mind and spirit. Hashtag practice seeing challenges as opportunities. Ask yourself, instead of asking, why me? Try asking, what lesson can I learn from this challenge? Break it down. If a problem feels overwhelming, divide it into smaller, more manageable steps. Learn from failure, don't fear mistakes. See them as opportunities to grow and improve. Acknowledge your progress. After overcoming a difficulty, celebrate your achievement and use it as motivation for future challenges. Hashtag the results of resilience. I've learned that every challenge I overcome, big or small, builds my confidence in myself. Whether it's completing a tough task, overcoming a fear, or navigating an unexpected situation, I no longer feel stuck. Instead, I feel stronger, more grounded, and ready to face life's storms. Hashtag final message. Challenges are an inevitable part of life, but how you face them defines who you are. If you view difficulties as opportunities for growth, you won't just overcome them, you'll emerge stronger and more evolved with each stumble. Remember, like a diamond that only shines after enduring immense pressure, you too will discover your light through life's challenges. So, the next time you face adversity, will you shy away, or will you step forward and conquer it? Principle 6. A mentor is a guiding light. In the journey of personal growth, there are times when we feel lost, directionless, and stuck. That's when a mentor like a lighthouse appears, illuminating the path we need to take. A mentor doesn't just share knowledge, they help you see yourself honestly and push you to overcome your limits. Hashtag the teacher who changed my life. I still remember meeting my mentor for the first time, a respected professor I deeply admired. He didn't just see potential in me, something I hadn't even recognized in myself, but he also candidly pointed out the weaknesses I needed to address. Once, I complained about my job and blamed unfavorable circumstances. He listened quietly and then said one sentence, if you want to change the world, start by changing yourself. At first, I thought the statement was cliché, but then I started reflecting. Why was I expecting my surroundings to change without making an effort to change myself? That sentence became my guiding principle, driving me to start small, improving personal discipline, reorganizing my time, and setting clear goals. Gradually, I noticed my life taking a positive turn. Hashtag a story of a great mentor. A prime example of mentorship is the relationship between Steve Jobs and Bill Campbell, one of the most revered advisors in the tech world. Despite being a creative genius, Steve Jobs faced difficult periods in his career, especially after being ousted from Apple. Bill Campbell played the role of a mentor, offering not only strategic advice but also emotional support that helped Jobs regain confidence in himself. With Bill's guidance, Jobs returned to Apple and spearheaded revolutionary products like the iPhone and iPad. Hashtag a mentor as a mirror. A great mentor doesn't just offer advice, they act as a mirror reflecting what you need to see about yourself. They help you uncover untapped potential, challenge you to confront your weaknesses, and guide you in developing the qualities needed for success. For example, in The Karate Kid, Mr. Miyagi didn't just teach Daniel martial arts techniques but also imparted deep lessons about patience, discipline, and the value of humility. Under Miyagi's mentorship, Daniel grew not only in skill but also in mindset and character. Hashtag why do you need a mentor? See yourself clearly. A mentor helps you recognize both your strengths and weaknesses, which you might not see on your own. Gain experience. They've walked the paths you're navigating and can help you avoid unnecessary mistakes. Encouragement and motivation. A mentor believes in you, even when you doubt yourself. They don't just provide advice, they inspire you to go further. Hashtag how to find and learn from a mentor. 1. Seek someone you admire. Look for individuals who live by the values and principles you aspire to learn. 2. Build a relationship. Don't just seek advice, be genuine, show interest, and respect their time and knowledge. 3. Listen and take action. A mentor can offer guidance, but transformation only happens when you put their advice into practice. Final message. A mentor doesn't just provide answers, they help you ask the right questions to discover yourself. Like a lighthouse, they don't steer your ship, but they illuminate the path, helping you avoid hidden dangers and navigate toward your goals with clarity. If you don't have a mentor yet, start looking today. They could be a teacher, a boss, a colleague, or even a favorite book. Whoever they are, their guidance can become the light that illuminates your journey, enabling you to achieve what you once thought impossible. Principle 7. Take responsibility to master your life. In life, it's easy to blame circumstances, the tough economy, lack of time, or unsupportive people around us. But Stoic philosophy teaches, your current state is the result of the choices and actions you've made in the past. When you stop blaming and start taking responsibility, you reclaim control over your life and unlock the door to real transformation. My journey to taking responsibility. I once felt deeply dissatisfied with my job. I believed I was undervalued, denied opportunities for growth, and blamed my boss and colleagues for my stagnation. But after reading about Stoicism, I asked myself, have I truly done my best? What can I do to change the situation instead of just complaining? The answer was uncomfortable, but it revealed the truth. I hadn't invested in developing my skills, avoided taking initiative, and hesitated to tackle new challenges. From that point, I began to change. I enrolled in skill-building courses, volunteered for additional responsibilities, and had an honest conversation with my boss about my aspirations. The results weren't immediate, but within months, I improved my performance, gained recognition, and earned the respect of my peers and superiors. Lessons from notable figures. One remarkable example of taking responsibility is the story of J.K. Rowling, author of Harry Potter. Before becoming one of the wealthiest writers in the world, Rowling was a single mother living on welfare. Instead of blaming her tough circumstances, she took responsibility for her dream, writing every day, no matter how tired or constrained she was. That determination turned her humble idea into a global phenomenon. Similarly, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson faced failure when his professional football career ended. Instead of lamenting, he asked himself, what can I do with my life from here? He took responsibility, pivoted to professional wrestling, and later acting, becoming one of Hollywood's biggest stars. Taking responsibility is not self-blame. It's crucial to understand that taking responsibility doesn't mean blaming yourself or dwelling on past mistakes. Instead, it's about seeing them as opportunities to learn and grow. Taking responsibility is a positive action, not an act of surrender. It's like steering a ship. You can't control the waves, but you can adjust the rudder to stay on course. Steps to practice taking responsibility. 1. Acknowledge your current state. Face reality head-on. You can't change what you don't acknowledge. 2. Ask yourself, what actions or decisions led to your current situation? What could you do differently? 3. Take action immediately, don't wait. Start with a small change, like creating a clear plan, learning a new skill, or improving a relationship. 4. Stop blaming. Every time you're tempted to complain about circumstances, ask yourself, what can I do to improve this? Everyday examples. A friend of mine used to constantly complain about his health. He blamed his busy work schedule for not having time to exercise or eat healthily. But one day, after a candid conversation, he realized that the responsibility was his own. He started waking up 30 minutes earlier to exercise and preparing simple meals instead of relying on fast food. 6 months later, his health and energy had improved dramatically. Final message. Taking responsibility is a powerful act that shifts you from being a victim of circumstances to the master of your life. When you stop blaming and start owning your actions, you gain control over the present and the ability to shape your future the way you want. So, what will you choose to do today to take charge of your life? Remember, the power to change lies in your hands. A single small decision today can set you on a journey to turn the impossible into the possible.